doing now is that we have a state that have to go into discussion and negotiation with bandits, giving them a territory within our own sovereign state. So it's really frightening because the details that they keep on telling you will come later are not clear enough. And because if you continue with this level of negotiation with armed bandits and terrorists who are terrorizing young, are targeting vulnerable children and school communities, you continue to embolden them because Nigeria is big. If they've done it and successfully done it in Papiri and they've done it in other places where government have come, negotiate with them. In some cases, people feel that the government negotiation does not just go with ordinary negotiation, that there's this level of exchange that eventually will swell the bandits' pocket and their economy, which will make them more emboldened to continue to take off certain actions against them.
You've used the word negotiation or negotiate 4 times in 30 seconds. Do you have it on good authority that the federal government negotiated with the bandits? I
don't know what you want to defend. If a bandit carried innocent school children, we have not seen anything about any kind of discussion. And they have said it. Even the National Security Advisor said it, that we are talking, your children are fine. You didn't listen to that. The way the National Security said, your children are fine, they are happy, so we say that they'll be back soon. That's what he said. So it's clear that there's some level of discussion within the government and bandits.
Discussion. Are you saying then, the reason I asked is because you said, that we're swelling the pockets of the bandits. So do you have it on good authority that those negotiations always come to money?
It's not a matter of good authority. This is what bandits are doing. They're into a bad economy, running our system, collecting money from kidnapped victims and all sorts of things. That's happened. It's not something that is, done that we don't see it in our daily lives. Even families are paying to bandits. And even when you see this kind of situation, government has not given us detail. There's no full disclosure from the day one. There has never been full disclosure. That you say, we are talking to the bandits, your children are fine, they'll be back soon. So I don't understand what level of discussion. Let me tell you clearly. Yeah. We should not go on this path that we're going. We should involve more on
which path?
The path of even having any level of the discussion with the bandits.
No, but there are 2 things. For instance, if there's a hostage situation, you're not just going to barge in and begin to shoot because you want those people released. So we don't know what context that discussion was. Because, for instance, if maybe security agencies were at that point wherein they're negotiating or talking about the release. So that's why we say, look, even this morning, government needs to speak up in terms of put it in proper context. What was the nature of that conversation you had with security agencies? Because if they don't speak up, but just as we also highlighted, people will speculate. They will feel it. Because, you ask yourself, why would, assuming that were the case, why would governments, for instance, even enter into a deal or negotiate or proper bandits in a country? If not maybe a federal government, for instance. What's the rationale?
I think it's because of our weak security infrastructure and probably not boosting the morals of those who undertake the security on our behalf. Let me tell you, we've seen cases in this country where America have stepped foot on the soil of this sovereign state and then come to rescue their citizens in an hostage situation. You need to be able to realize that there are a lot of other technology that people have been using, like Google Night Vision and all sorts of things that the bandit might not have access to, which government must invest our money into. Because we can't continue to have such a level of discussion at all, at any level, with any ragtag group of people. It's putting our country more in deeper danger because, when it happened, look at Kwara, look at Kogi and Kogi today. There are people who are still under the bandit, it was published on one of the news media handles. So we cannot, this is not something I'm just saying for the purpose of saying because I belong. I'm a Nigerian. We're planning to travel. A lot of my friends are talking, nobody wants to make attempt to travel home. So you can't have this situation like this. We shouldn't talk. We should be able to have a system that not only react, but proactive enough to stop these people in their tracks.
Does it make any difference, or rather, do you think it will make any difference when the president said